Alrighty, welcome to Meal Prep 101 with me, Tori Allmeyer. So first things first, with meal prep, it's all about what you can do. It's all about the resources you have, whether or not you're closer to a grocery store or far away. You can go frequently or if you have to go every 2 weeks. What you do day to day. If you have to eat all of your meals besides dinner, like I do at work, I have to meal prep for the whole entire day, minus my dinners. You can also meal prep day to day, or you can meal prep, all at once on a Sunday. So it's really all about what you can do. Today I'll be going over the technique that I use, which is I meal prep most of my big stuff on Sunday, and then I meal prep day to day on the night before that day throughout the week. So I take a little bit of extra time every day to make sure that I know what I'm eating the day after. If it works better for you, you can do everything all on Sunday and have it all done so you don't have to second guess and think about what you're going to eat the next day. So, first things first, get on your booklet that you got in the mail. It should be I have the 21-day fixed eating plan. If you ordered the 21-day challenge, or if you did the All Access Beachbody On Demand, you should have this booklet. And go to the third page where it breaks down the container count. So the good thing about Beachbody programs is that it's not about calorie counting. It's about container counts. So you have your containers. You have green, which is veggies. You have purple, which is fruits. You have red, which is proteins. You have yellow and blue, carbs, healthy fats. And then you have orange, which is seeds and dressings. So my container count, so go on to that chart and write your moderate lifestyle, your caloric baseline, fill in all that information, and it'll tell you what calorie bracket you should be in. So right now, I'm in the first calorie bracket, which is 1,200 to 1,499 calories. So I can bulk up to the next calorie bracket when I'm training for a marathon, but right now I'm just going to stay lean, and I'm going to try to lean out for my marathon, so that's going to keep me in the first calorie bracket. Obviously, on the days when I have to run 12 miles or 20 miles, I'm going to bulk up a little bit in my calories because I don't want to deprive myself of my nutrition. So, to get started, what you should probably do is look over that guide. Determine how many containers you can have per day. I can have 3 vegetables, 2 purple, 4 red proteins, 2 yellow carbs, 1 blue healthy fats, 1 orange seeds or dressings, and 2 teaspoons, which is nut butter or oil or something like that. Also, this booklet breaks down what everything is in those brackets. So it tells you what all of those are, what foods are in orange, what foods are in yellow. It's super helpful, so definitely read over this before you get started tomorrow. So, what you will do is determine that. So I have already determined that. Then what you'll do is you'll write down, if you're on a day-to-day diet like I am, I write down everything I know. I'm a pretty consistent person, so I'll do the same thing every day, and I don't mind eating the same thing every day. Obviously, if it works better for you to switch it up day to day because you like to have different things to eat, you can do that too. But for me, this is my daily breakdown. And I wrote this down, and I would recommend that you write it down too, just so you have it on file and you know. So my breakfast is a Greek yogurt, blueberries and granola, or a piece of Ezekiel bread. Then I have a snack, and that's mixed nuts usually. It's pretty easy to pack those in for lunch. My lunch is deli turkey with some kale, tomatoes, and then carrots. Or I'll do a can of tuna in water with kale and tomatoes and carrots. So I have my protein and veggie combo there. Then my next snack is a scoop of Shakeology mixed with water usually, or I'll mix it with another yogurt or something like that. So I have my Shakeology scoop with a fruit of some sort, usually an apple or a half of a grapefruit or something like that. And then if I eat an apple, I'll have my 2 teaspoons, which is almond butter usually. And then for dinner, I'll have baked or grilled chicken or ground turkey or a soup that I made on Sunday or something like that. And then I'll add a vegetable. So that's usually collard greens, kale, spinach, something like that. And then brown rice or quinoa or something that's a really good whole grain. And then sometimes I skip the yellow at night because I don't need as many carbs before I'm going to bed, or a few hours before I'm going to bed. So then that's what I wrote down for this week. So what I'll probably do is, or what I typically do, is I will buy everything at the store. So I go and I stay on the outside of the store because that's better for you. You avoid the inside because that's all processed foods. So I'll go through the store. I'll get all of my produce. So we'll start with how I'm going to the grocery store, right? So I go to my produce section and get all my vegetables. So I'll get a big bag of kale. I'll get a few bell peppers. I get some baby carrots. I'll get a bundle of celery, and then I'll get some tomatoes and stuff like that. So what I do on Sunday after I buy all these vegetables is I will come home and I will cut up my bell peppers, I'll cut up my celery, and I'll split out my baby carrots into bigger containers. And some people choose to take all of them and split them up, 10 baby carrots, 10 baby carrots, 10 baby carrots, 10 baby carrots, and put them all in separate containers, keep them in the fridge, and easy grab and go. Well, for me, I keep them in the bag, and I will break out 10 the night before I go to work, and I'll put it in a Tupperware container like this because I only have so many of these. So in this container I have 10 baby carrots and then one full green container of celery. So that's 2. That equals 2 green containers. So you can see here I did this. I cut up my celery bundle already and I put them in 2 really large Tupperware containers because I have those. And I'll keep these in the fridge. And then every night before I go to bed, I'll prep my meal for the next day, and I'll fill up a green container with my celery stalks, and I'll put it in with my carrots for the day, and that will be my lunch or my midday snack or whatever I want that to be. So same thing with bell peppers. I'll put those in a big Tupperware container, kind of like the celery, and then I'll break them out the night before. So that's how I roll with vegetables. You're also going to have to make sure you know whether or not your vegetables go bad at certain times. Kale is a really thick, dense leaf, so kale doesn't go bad as often as like spinach or romaine or artisan lettuce. And so do collard greens stay good for a longer time too. So those are something to keep in mind when you're meal prepping or when you're buying groceries. Make sure you know the expiration date of things and when things go bad. So I've kind of got it down to a science. I can go every 2 weeks, get my produce and get a stock of produce and have it, and it's good to go, and I don't have to worry about it going bad within those 2 weeks. So next section in my grocery store is fruits. So I have my fruits here, and I usually buy the same thing in fruits every time because I know what I like. So the Granny Smith apples, I buy a whole entire 5-pound bag of Granny Smith apples every 2 weeks, and those last me. And I can just pop one of these in my lunchbox and I'm good to go, and they don't go bad, and they're super easy to eat, and I can cut it up and put it with almond butter. I can put some cinnamon on it at the end of the night for a snack. So it's these are super versatile. Now berries and other fruits are where you're going to find that's a little bit harder. So berries especially go bad really fast, but when I have a sale, which I usually have sales, I'll buy like 2 for $3, and this was 2 for $5 for a double pint, so that's insane. So what I'll do is I'll buy 2 packs of these, I'll freeze one, and I'll keep one in the fridge. I know I can go through this in a week, and I know I can probably go through this in a week. So the other 2, I bought 2 of these as well, put one in the freezer. So I'll grab those out of the freezer the next week, and I'll let them thaw, and they'll be just as good as new in the fridge. They might be a little soggy, but I don't mind soggy fruit. So I'll have those for the next week. So I have double the amount of fruit, and it stays better for longer. And if you decide not to thaw them out, you can always use them for smoothies and other things like that. So that's how I keep my fruit. I also buy a lot of grapefruits because grapefruits I take a whole bag of grapefruits with me to work, and then I'll cut them in half every day and then eat a half in the morning for breakfast or in a snack at 11 o'clock. And I'll keep the whole entire bag at work in my work fridge. So I have the entire bag of grapefruit right there actually right now. So I'll do that throughout the week. And then bananas are also good. Bananas are kind of high in carbs for me, and actually half of a banana equals one purple container. So it's kind of hard to keep bananas good that way. So I usually cut them in half, and I'll eat one in yogurt one day, and then I'll freeze the other half, and I'll put it in my smoothie or my Shakeology the next day. So that's how I kind of keep the bananas rolling on that. So that's the fruit section. So now that we're done with produce, talking about produce and stuff like that, I'll move on to my good old protein section. So protein is a little bit easier. And like I said, I do it Sunday. My Sunday is I come home from the grocery store and I have a 6-pound pack or a 6-breast pack of chicken. I'll bake it all at once. I'll cut it all up and I'll use my food scale, which I'll get out for you right now, which is I got it at IKEA for like $5 and it is literally life. It's awesome. So I get out my food scale, which is super compact, super easy to put away and everything. Has a little scale. And I'll weigh out, it's 2 ounces of baked chicken breast equals 1 red container. So I will weigh out all my chicken breast that I just cut up and baked, and I will go ahead and put those in baggies like this. And then I will freeze all of those baggies. So the night before, like I did this last night, I took out one of my baggies from the freezer. This is actually 4 ounces, so half of this will go into my dinner tonight and half of this will go into my dinner tomorrow night. But I took this out last night and I put it in the refrigerator. So this is already thawed and ready for me to go. I have it. It's in my Tupperware, and I usually put some kale in there for a salad, because I know that's how I know I'm going to eat the salad for dinner. And that's already thawed out and ready for me to go. So I have about 6 or 7 baggies full of chicken. I also do that with my ground turkey. So I'll get a full 3-pound pack of ground turkey. I'll cook it all in the skillet at once on Sunday, and I'll season it up, and then I'll weigh it and put it in separate individual baggies, and then I'll freeze it, and I'll thaw it out the night before I'm going to use it. So that's my way of meal prepping my protein, because I know that I'll use it, and I'll be able to keep it fresh and good for longer. Plus, if there's a sale, then you get to snag that sale and you get to still have all your foods and stuff like that. So that is my chicken and stuff like that. You can also do that with soups. So I've done that crock pot. I've done a giant pot of chicken tortilla soup on Sunday, and then I break it out into really large Tupperware containers. I'll put it in the fridge, or I'll put half of it in the freezer, and then I'll thaw it out as the week goes on. And that's a super easy way to eat fruits and stuff like that too, or proteins and stuff like that too. So here's my other guilty pleasure. I work for the National Turkey Federation, so I'm partial to turkey. I always buy the family pack of ground turkey, or of deli turkey, and 6 pieces of this equals 1 red container. So I will eat one of these, or I'll eat 6 pieces of this for a snack or for lunch, and I'll break those out. I'll keep it in here, and I'll just measure 6 pieces out at night, put it in a baggie, put it in the fridge, and then I get it the next morning when I leave for work. Same thing with Chobani plain Greek yogurt. So the program has you stay on plain Greek yogurt because it's so much better for you. It's 0 fat and has really high protein. And I love plain Greek yogurt. I used to not like it. I used to think it tasted like sour cream. But after I figured out that I can add fruit and I can add honey and I can add cinnamon, you can literally make this any type of yogurt that you want. So I usually add honey to mine, or I add cinnamon, or I add some sort of really good fruit that mixes well with it, so it has better flavor and everything like that. So those are really super compact, and I take those with me to work every day as my mid-morning breakfast, or my regular breakfast, or whatever. So I have about 10 of those in my fridge right now. 10 for 10, right? $10, 10 things of yogurt for $10. Pretty good. So my next round, and I almost forgot my protein. Best protein of the day is Shakeology. So your Shakeology should have came in the mail as well with your pack. And 1 scoop of Shakeology equals 1 red container. So this is part of the challenge group. In addition to doing a workout every day, you're going to be doing 1 scoop of Shakeology every single day. One of my favorite and most basic combos is just ice, water, scoop of Shakeology. It's super easy to do. You can shake it up in a shaker, you can put it in a blender, whatever floats your boat. I also love, I'm a partial to the chocolate Shakeology with peanut butter and a banana. That's one of my favorite smoothies. It tastes like a milkshake to me, so it's super, super good. So don't forget that this is something I eat every day, and I'll take a scoop of this with me to work every single day, and I will